am getting in touch with my feelings. I know how to feel now. And yeah, like, so in 2018, the phrase is boss up. We're gonna boss up. Nothing can get in the way of us bossing up. In 2018, the phrase is boss up. We're gonna boss up. Nothing can get in the way of us bossing up. So, with that said, be on the lookout very soon for Closet Cure. Closet Cure is gonna be my new business. I'm gonna be doing more vlogs with you guys so that we can talk about feelings and emotions and manifesting and different how to heal and all that other stuff as we go, so that way y'all can see when I'm going through something and how I process it. I think that'll be easier than me setting up all this beautiful stuff. Yeah, it's all cute, but sometimes I want to talk about something right away, and then I don't feel like putting on the makeup and putting up all the lights and stuff. So 2018, more vlogs, Closet Cure, the cure to your closet. Okay, that's coming soon. And yeah, guys, if only I knew what was about to come and what was about to happen. But before I get too deep into the story, let's take a snapshot into what 2018 started like. So, right after this video, a month later, I went to Magic. For all my fashion girlies, my deep soul type fashion girlies, you know what Magic is. But for anyone else watching the channel, Magic is a trade show, just a place where a bunch of vendors who sell clothes go to source their product. So boutique owners, including Fashion Novas, the Revolves, any store, you name it, buyers for their store go out and merchandise the products, as you can see me doing now. I also took seminars as well, so they also have seminars, and then they also have other meetings. So I got all the stuff I needed to launch Closet Cure. Now, you see me get my makeup done because I am doing my first photo shoot and only photo shoot for real for Closet Cure. This was one of the outfits that I brought at Magic, and I was just so excited. I just popped my bottle. This was like that Sunday. I was getting ready to launch that Friday. So I had my friends come and help me. I hired a photographer that me and my friends used to work with. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on his name. But shout out to you. You know you my boy. I'm sorry. So me and Ashton, we did the modeling, honey. I hired my friend Christina. I flew her in town from, I think she was living in Baton Rouge at the time, but she could have been also living in Houston. One of the towns she was living in, honey. Look at Ashton just serving it. This was like a pool look. The jumpsuits wound up being so tea. I wanted to show the jumpsuit on both body types. Ashton is more model-esque, more tall. I'm more short, more busty, honey. So I wanted to show that it works for girls with the boobs, and it works for the tall girls as well. It was tall girl friendly. Ashton is not the tallest, but it definitely helped. And Ra came and helped me style. Shout out to Ra. Hey, Ra, if you're seeing this, or if anybody who knows Ra is watching this, tell Ra I said, hey. I know y'all can say, girl, say hi for yourself, but it's all good. But here is the pictures. The pictures came out amazing. Like, after I was looking at them today, they came out amazing. Back then, I was kind of in my head with anxiety about the pictures, girl. I really was. But looking at these, we ate down. Like, I look so, like, look, this looks professional, honey. This is giving Fashion Nova, okay? Vogue, a magazine, okay? So, girl. I know, that went quick, because that's how quick Closet Cure went by. You hear me? literally shot that, was planning on launching Friday. I want to say it was May 8th. I feel like I got that date correct, 2018. And Tuesday, I was let go from my job, honey. Honey, I was laid off. And you know what I did? Instead of just taking it in and understanding what just happened, from earlier videos, you guys know that job moved me to Dallas. So I had been working that job for 6 years. And at that point was like, I'm never working corporate a day in my life. I'm never working corporate a day in my life. I just was tired of it. I was like, I'm sick of working for people. I chose the avoidance route. I chose to avoid the situation, and honestly, that became a theme in my life. Hence the next episode. Around that time, both me and Ashton were let go. We both were laid off. So look at us. You know what we did? We went to Austin. Instead of trying to figure out what I'm about to do in my life, we took a trip to Austin. Now, it was with purpose, okay? Because we went to nature. Yeah, we did what we know best. We went to nature, honey. This is called Hamilton Preserve. It's a preserved lake that is natural in Austin. And we wanted to enjoy it. I ain't gonna tell y'all, we also went stayed at the Lion Hotel, too. But that ain't none of y'all business, and don't judge us, okay? We sat there, we took in this view, we took in this natural cave-like vibe, and we sat there. I guess this is the most reflecting I probably did around that time. And I called myself getting braids, child, so that I wouldn't have to worry about my hair. But y'all, look at them braids. Let's not even talk about it. Girl, from there, I started living life. Girl, I eventually went to New York, honey. I started living life like it was golden, like I ain't have no money. And just to be for real, baby, I was living off unemployment, food stamps, and credit cards. And fun fact, and to put y'all in my business a little bit more, I just paid off one of those credit cards. I literally went into $30,000+ of debt because I decided to pay my rent with a credit card, child. I went to Austin. I went to New York. I started eating out. I started doing my big one in Dallas. Like, I have nothing else to worry about, like a job and promoting Closet Care. Honey, the promotion of Closet Care. Y'all see how long it took me to come up with the idea of that we're going to open and launch officially. And then I decided I'm not on that type of time. And to be honest, during Closet Care, when I was at Magic, and when I did that first photo shoot, and when I promoted, and when I had to keep posting on Instagram, then realizing the game behind it, and that back then, the fashion, it wasn't time yet. Right now, we're just getting to individuality. Back then, it was the same look. The same look a lot of the times. Everybody was wearing that Kanye photo shoot when he did all the spandex and all the girls were standing there in, the nudes and all of that in the clear heels. Yeah, that was what the fashion was given around that time. Spandex. So, honey, as you can see, living life like it was golden with no job. Girl, y'all see me. Another day out. You hear me? Another day out, honey. Listen, when in doubt, go outside. Go outside. Twirl, darling, twirl. When in doubt, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade and go outside. outside, go to the club, go out with your friends. At least do that for a week. Have the feels of life of saying, F it. I'm gonna do whatever. I'm just gonna get into my bag. I'm gonna do whatever, okay? So, Kurt, that's what I did. I went out with my friends. Okay? Honey, eventually all that going out tore me down. All of that going out tore me down. All of that going out was not productive. Okay? It was not productive. So me and my friend at that time, we started going to Fiesta and buying religious candles like nobody's business. I'm not showing that here, but just know we were in our spiritual magic bag. Okay, this is when I start getting into the magic bag. And I'm grateful to have had that friendship to not judge or anything at that time about getting into the magic bag. I think I brought my first tarot cards for real. I brought my candles. I brought everything that I needed. I started to use sage. I started to get into crystals, and I started getting into herbs. I started getting into Palo Santos, incense, just Nyam Yon Reggae Cure type vibes, okay? I started really using the magic within myself on a whole nother level. I started doing spiritual baths more than I ever done before. I started to just ground myself in a different way whilst I'm also simultaneously not working. But I'm grateful that I had that time to start nurturing my healing side. And because of that, literally launched Closet May 2018, marketed it for however long. And then I decided Closet the name, I came up with it because I felt like if your closet is unorganized, then your mind is unorganized, your life is unorganized, you look good, you feel good. So it was all about the psychological aspects of curing a closet. So that's why it was called Closet Cure. And honestly, I just transitioned it into spirituality. It just made sense. It was already about healing your internal by using your physical. And I really took that and I ran with it. I literally made Closet Cure a healing company. I was called to it. It came out of nowhere. And I can't believe I decided to change my company, my brand, myself. I just figured enough was enough. And nothing else was working at the time. And so digging in myself deep with chakra healing, digging in myself deep with readings on myself. I didn't trust myself to do readings on others quite yet at this era of my life. But I started to dig deep into the spiritual wellness bag. That definitely was the grounding of it. This moment in this apartment, in this space, this was the very beginning of pulling out the beast in me. I eventually took that to LA and I took it to the next level. Now, this series won't get into that of, my spiritual bag, spirituality, and what Closet Cure became. That could literally be its own little quick thing. But Closet Cure expanded to something completely different. And as y'all can see with this quick reel of the archive photos, it changed and closed a chapter quicker than you can say quicksand, okay? I think this is a good point to end off on so that we can roll into the next chapter, which is really about my healing chapter and how it got started, my soul searching journey. And I hope you enjoyed this episode of me losing it, honey, but trying to regain. So, catch y'all on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.